Shall I tell my backstory now?
Go for it. Yeah, why not?
Okay. So, when I came back from Greece, in my parents' suitcase a creature snuck in, a cockroach.
Oh, no.
Snuck in, right? Why I find this funny is this creature travelled with us, which is crazy. It went all the way from Greece back home, brought it back home, and they are certainly a force to be reckoned with. If you want to kill it, you need a hammer.
Okay.
You need a hammer to kill it. Newspaper won't cut it. They're extremely durable. I've got to give them credit for where credit's due. They're such a durable creature. And yeah, they are a force to be reckoned with. If you have house centipedes, which is more of an American thing, you don't get them in the UK. House centipedes are they're the natural enemy of the cockroach. So it's almost like a counter to the cockroach. If you have a house centipede problem, then if you have a cockroach problem, introduce a house centipede, and then they'll take care of them.
Yeah, but then you'll have a house.
Then you have a house
centipede.
Then you have a house centipede problem. Yeah.
Yeah, they bring a party of other house centipedes, and there's about 100 of them. It's like, oh no.
When will the war end?
Yeah, it's like the Looney Tunes episode where they Daffy Duck's running a hotel and Porky Pig goes to stay there, and it's only 10 cents a night. It's like, wait, really? That's it? It's like, yeah. And it's just like, okay, there's a mouse in the corner eating celery. I'll get rid of it, but if you want me to get rid of it, it'll cost you this amount of money. It's like, okay. It's like, then it's just like, okay, you brought in a big cat that likes to now sleep on the bed. It's like, right, okay, we can get rid of the cat, but, it'll cost you this much money. It's like, okay, here's a dog, it gets rid of it. Okay, this dog's a pedigree boxer. A bell rings and it starts punching Porky. It's like, oh, we can get rid of this. It's a lion. It's like, oh, we can get rid of the lion with an elephant. Oh, we can get rid of the elephant with the same mouse from the beginning. Like, it's just an endless loop. That's what happens to your house.
Yeah.
It's called Dime to Retire. It is a fantastic cartoon. Anyway, it's the trial format.
Is that because the dime is 10 cents?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Absolutely.
I get it. Thank you.
Yes, 100%. Or at least it was at the time. I don't know if it still is. I mean, currency has changed since the 40s and 50s and 60s. So.
Okay. Who was you, Alana?
That was me.
Yeah, okay.
How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of grey areas.
Or rather, the whole thing is one big grey area.
Don't worry about me. No matter what the outcome, I'm ready to accept my fate.
I believe in you, sis.
Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Skye, you remind me a lot of Mia. There is one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Turns out I'm a Fae, and she's with me all along.
Yeah. The real Fae are the friends we made along the way. The Fae way.
Yeah, yeah.
I forgot about Elton John.
Yeah.
Glasses. Nice to see you. Yeah, nice to see them once more. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way, Fae way. Help me.
So, Edgeworth, help me out here.
Yeah.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor.
Edgeworth? Why? It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial.
Edgeworth's like, I have a Glock in my Rari. I'm packing heat, Phoenix. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please.
Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing everything. Really? However, she will now pay for her arrest. Oh my god, he's even better in real life! There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness.
Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand.
The cough-up queen? Haven't I seen you somewhere? Good, I'm glad they came out. You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down.
You know, this is hungry judges, this is a fact. Hungry judges pass out harsher sentences.
Yes, they do. You should always hope your trial is directly after lunch. It is a genuine fact. Also, why is this Fiesta Bowl just hundreds of thousands on a bed of rice? And for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl. Thanks?
Will the witness state her name and profession?
And you, sir? Just a bed of rice and some seeds. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? Okay.
It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please.
It's called that because I stuck all my fingers in it. Enjoy. Tasty.
They take it to the evidence room?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Well, Your Honour, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. That might be a medical condition. You might be allergic. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. I wasn't expecting a heart attack. Oh my gosh. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Caviar? Duh.
Name, profession, now.
Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth?
Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us.
The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up! Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. I can only call the police. Provide a description of the crime.
Your Honour, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional.
What exactly does that mean?
Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. Did we know that already?
I don't remember. We know that a bunch of people were connected to a case from 2 years ago. Like everyone has been, but I don't remember if we knew that specifically.
Because that feels weird to me. The fact that she's like a detective.
Well, you think that's weird, and the cowboy isn't. No, he's super normal. I see him every Wednesday.
He's like a sheriff. No, like him being a sheriff because he tackles crime. She's the queen of Lunchland.
Yeah.
And so there's like a dissonance there. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, okay. Well, Gumshoe made a model of the badgie, so you know.
He's allowed to have a hobby. Can't he have a hobby? Like
he is.
Well. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Starr? Was a
Yeah, we
detective?
did not know that. I think that's answered our question. It's like, oh, did we just forget? No. Ah. That's why. I know who you are. Cough up.
Cough up Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see.
Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Could you, like, tell us why you're the cough up queen? Like, what
Cough
happened?
up, like, she's good at interrogating people. I thought it was cough up queen for because she extorts people. And I thought, oh, why is she a lunch lady? I thought she was going to be someone who extorts people because she's
I
the cough up
honestly thought it was
queen.
just because she got
But
ill a bit. Like,
Yeah.
Just who is this lady? That
She's
might have the
patient
court's
zero, that's
attention
why.
over here.
alright.
The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for the visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks.
I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up the prosecutor's spaces, yes?
The crime took place by a car in the back of A block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot.
And who's this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor.
Okay. My first instinct, is there a possibility the dividing line between the 2 parking lots can be moved? Like you know, one of those, like,
It's just a chain
foldable-
after all.
Yeah, well, you know, like one of those foldable, like, barricades, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if it's one of those. I don't really recall what it looked like, but is it possible it could have been opened or moved? So someone could have snuck in that way? Because someone could have already been there, or a car could have already been there to do whatever they needed, but they just went through. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
Seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Yeah, they all did, and yet... Well, Mr. Wright.
I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining?
If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star. Right.
Okay, now she's done it.
Talking about me? Alright. Here we go, let's do it.
Let's rip her apart.
Alright.
Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come.
What?
Objection!
Why? Objection! Why?
Yeah.
I always knew I'd be the witness of a murder, the juicy murder. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car.
Objection, this is not garish, I love my car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that image looks bad. If that's what actually happened, it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
The chief
This
prosecutor
looks
was
like fake news.
holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. He was not feeling Goodman.
Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching.
Oh, wow. As you can see, there is no room for doubt.
The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed?
I'm still thinking about that.
It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness with only one arm.
Okay.
Okay. I always knew to stay with karma. Why?
Hold it, yeah.
How did you know?
I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will often lead to tragedy.
The lunch lady's uniformed opinion is
Uninformed.
duly noted. Uninformed. It's not uniformed opinion.
No, I just
What does that even
like,
What does that even mean? Well, I don't know why I
the
said
only
that.
reason I like would actually correct you on that is because uninformed was the first word I read. I was like, oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion.
Yeah.
Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that.
Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors?
I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. If I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired? To me,
Sour
prosecutors
grapes.
are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless.
Very well. May continue, Miss Starr. Okay. Hold it, you don't have a boyfriend now. This boyfriend, he's a detective?
Not that boyfriend. The security guard.
That boyfriend? You have several.
Yes. This boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
I'll stick with the lunches, thanks.
Note to self, the judge. I can't finish. The judge had to think before replying.
I love her so much. She is my favourite character in this game.
Yeah.
The security guard room is in the lot in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there.
I've got a room with the security sign. Okay. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car?
Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block.
So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime.
Okay, that's interesting to know. Can I look at, since I'm here, can I take a look at this thing? Yes I can. Okay, so, security room there's a telephone that wasn't working, I think.
Is the car in the top right Edgeworth's
Yes.
car? Okay.
He parked in a very specific spot, which is interesting.
By a fake wall, which we discovered was a special kind of wall.
Yeah. Can we also like, okay, so next to the wall that says telephone, there was like a bunch of barrels, right? Weren't there, or something like that?
Yeah.
So-
Oh, you know something? You know the security room? Is that where the boyfriend works?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Oh, he wouldn't be able to see it.
he wouldn't be able to see anything because look, it's just a classic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a very good point. My point was going to
Yeah.
be that parking in that spot with those barrels there must be absolute hell. Like, if someone's parked in the spot below it, you're not getting in there. It's actually impossible.
It's like those old Flash games, park the car Flash games. You know the one.
Also, there's not a lot of spaces for an entire office, right? Because this is... This,
1, 2, 3,
he was
4,
on-
5, 6 cars.
Yeah, he was on
Like-
floor, what, 13? There's not going to be one office per floor. Maybe for him because he's on a specialised floor, but other floors are going to have multiple offices, surely. 6 cars spots for how many people? Let's be kind and say just 20. That's not enough. Like, it's a really weird parking lot. Anyway, you make a very good point about the security room. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
You sensed something. So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder?
It felt like... Oh, how would you say? Oh, yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds.
What does that mean?
That's very abstract. I kind of like that.
What does...
I know exactly what you mean.
I have no idea what I mean. No, I'm you. What the fuck does that mean? Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective?
Yes. Well, he was like a young cheese.
Young cheese.
A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience in the streets. A greenhorn.
Yeah, it must be hard, yellowed, and sharp as a tack.
Yeah, with the with the odor. Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match.
In any case, there, in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind.
Okay, you said you understood. Can you explain the seed thing? What the fuck does that mean?
I was taking the piss.
Okay.
I don't explain. I just said I like that.
Oh, okay.
I don't actually. It's abstract. I don't know.
Right,
When you
'cause-
see, I have trypophobia. I don't know.
I haven't carved pumpkins in like, oh, I don't know, 20 years. Like I don't recognize the amount of seeds that you're getting in. All right. By garish car, you mean
Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth's?
Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's.
How did you know that though?
Yeah, I mean,
Besides the purple motif.
Burgundy.
Yes, apart
from everything he owns matching him.
Yes, apart from that. But also, like, it's not going to be, like, an uber well-lit car park. You're not going to be able to tell, really? Like, are you? I don't know.
Wasn't it?
Indeed it was.
What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you got sure it was the defendant. Oh, sorry, that's me. I was thinking about the fact that I was yawning. I think it's because, you know, I just had caviar, and that does make you tired.
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. She's telling the truth. We're doomed.
Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick.
Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness.
You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie.
Rookie?
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
That was inspiring.
That's delicious. Man, I'm starving. I believe I've heard the taglines elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism.
I may be relegated to a lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed.
A photograph? You took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera.
I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck.
Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now?
You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs.
Well, this is most certainly the defendant. That is not good. That is unmistakably Lana Skye.
So, what was the defendant doing at the time?
Okay, before we look at it, I just want to take a look at this.
Hey, okay,
Yeah,
behind
so
the wall.
It is definitely the car. It is behind the wall. It is A block. It is exactly where it said when we went there and on the diagram.
And whose coat is that? Why is she wearing the, is that her coat or the, Goodman's coat?
I don't know. I don't know whose coat that is. It might be
Because
hers, but it's not
It's
around her
covered in
arms.
blood.
Yeah.
I mean, if it is his coat, why would she wear it?
That's
Look,
very
I've never
interesting.
stabbed anyone before, right? And hopefully I won't need to. But I don't know how much blood goes everywhere, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like films and TV is not a good enough, like, depiction of what actually goes down when you stab someone with a burgundy knife.
In old samurai films, right? they'd use this special effect that's just
It's called
like a
hose.
geyser of blood, like a hose, yeah. And the joke I always hear is, oh, that's because there's a lot of salt in Japanese people's food. They just have high blood pressure, so that's why that's the reason why it squirts out like a jet. Just, if you've ever seen Kill Bill, then you probably know.
So another thing about this, she doesn't look sad or scared.
Yeah, she's not panicking at all. She's as cool as a cucumber, judging by this photo.
She's also wearing gloves. It's not looking good. It's really bad. You're gonna have to have a damn good reason as to why you're there. Like... So tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying.
Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all.
Yes, that's about right.
Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set.
You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person.
Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor.
So the I thought I'll have one of those. Yeah, the defendant was holding a knife. What then?
And she thrusts the pointy end. Right, this is the end as well. So tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? Well, I mean, the reason she's probably going to give is I was on the other side of a gate. But the defense has a point.
Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late.
Too late?
Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon.
I see.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it.
You said that before. Anything else?
Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless.
Sounds pretty fatal to me.
What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty?
Well, let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer.
Don't smile like that.
Okay. I always knew his day would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finally home detective intuition. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garage car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
Is the chain fence what separates A and B block?
I believe so. Let me double check that. Yes.
And B is visitors, A is people who work there.
Again, not a
Okay.
huge amount of cars.
Oh! What? How? Where was she standing, do you think? Where would she be standing?
She got here. I'm going to assume she parked her car. Let's say these are actually cars that were in the parking lot, and it's not just for show. I'm guessing she's in the top car, right next to it. So she could see it. My guess.
If she's going to see her boyfriend, who works in security,
Yes.
What would she, like, how would she, what's the journey? She has to leave the parking lot, you know.
Yeah, so you see at the bottom right, there's the zebra lines. There's an opening there. I'm guessing that leads you out of the car park, and you can probably get to the main entrance or whatever. Like, I'm guessing that she'd have to actually, she's just parking in there to get there, and she's gonna have to go into the main building. She probably is recognised if she's been dating them for a while. I don't know. But okay, so what have we got that can prove anything? So we got Goodman's ID, which I don't think really helps us.
Found in the A block. Where did we find that? In the A block?
It was found to the left, so there was basically right next to the security room was the ID, and the phone was next to the car. In Interesting. Okay, so... See, I called Emma on 3 minutes after the murder. This was found in the car trunk. Don't know what that means yet. Loss of blood. Died in an hour and a half or 4 p.m.
Oh, that was an S, not a 5.
Yes, it was an S. 6 to 7
Yeah,
S.
because...
It's... No
And what
prints
time-
makes sense.
Maybe you could use Edgeworth's ticket.
She never
Maybe
mentions
the
a time, is the problem.
Right.
Yeah, okay, so... I don't know. Well, first off, I'm gonna save. Like, I'm absolutely saving because there is no way I'm getting this right. I don't know what I'm looking for. It might be the case for there isn't anything, but I've pressed it all. I'm gonna see what happens if I just move forward, like if it loops around. Oh no, it just goes straight back to that. Yeah, it's flawless.
Okay.
I mean, it does seem flawless. Did say press again. Do I press again? Does that make a difference?
Maybe... The only thing I can think of is where was she standing?
On my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. I sent something, perhaps it's my finally home detective intuition work. Through the wire fence I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garage car. Chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand, and she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Grimmer's chest. I mean...
Through the wire fence, maybe you could present the parking lot plan on one of those paragraphs.
It's
Did
really
she give you the
interesting 'cause
plan?
It's just like, yeah, she gave us the plan.
Right.
It's really interesting because, like, what is there that's a fault in this? Like, what specifically is mentioned that is in any way a contradiction, really? Like, there's the chance that she wasn't actually there, but given that she took an actual picture, it's not great. The picture itself does not actually show Goodman. To be clear, Goodman is not in that shot.
Yeah, she's just wearing a coat
blood-stained...
and it... Yeah.
Do you even see her holding a knife in this image? No, you don't actually see her holding a knife.
Yeah.
We are just taking her at her word that that happened. What she saw, or what we have a photo of, is her standing over a car with a bloody jacket, but that's not actually necessarily the dead body in there. It almost certainly is, given that Edgeworth showed up 12 past, the murder happened at 15 past, she was arrested at 18 past. Like, it's a lot. God. Like, is there anything? Okay. Blood.
This must be the victim's blood. And they've...
Yeah, it's nothing the same.
Yeah, and that blood is definitely Goodman's. Without a...
I don't know. Yeah, it's all the same. It's all the same. I mean, traces of victim's blood. Yes, it is specifically his blood. Oh God, what are we missing? Death due to loss of blood at one knife wound, died within an hour and a half.
Oh! You know how she was like, oh, they know about a guy's vital organs, but he didn't die immediately. He died of loss of blood. So it was a botched stabbing. This is kind of a reach. This is a tenuous
Where did
reach.
she say that?
So she was like, "Oh yeah, they know about prosecutors know about a man's vital organs and stuff like that." But he died, like, clearly they don't, because he died awkwardly and painfully.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Which is a stretch.
Oh, actually, Goodman's chest. Where does it say specifically where wound was caused, single stab wound was found? Doesn't specify where. It would be very good to know. Oh, chest wound. Scratch that. Never mind.
4.5 inch. How long's the blade? How long's the blade?
Oh, hang on.
How long's 4-inch blade? Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's true.
4.5 inch knife.
Where...
That's impossible unless she stuck her thumb in there to just really, rub it in.
Yeah. Okay. Let's present that. Let's see if this works. Your Honor, what do you think about the witness's statement? I'm not sure I follow it. Yeah. All right. Cool. God damn it. All right. But no, you're absolutely right. It isn't the right length. But I don't think she's stated anything. Yeah, she's not stated anything.
So do you have to present the evidence on the correct paragraph, right?
It needs to be on the correct paragraph, and it needs to be the correct evidence, which is very unhelpful. But like you're right. There's a couple of contradictions that we've noticed, but annoyingly, like we've encountered in the past, we found it at the wrong time, and we need to find the right one now, which is a bit annoying. So let's see. But yeah, if this is... Yeah, if this is a 4-inch blade, that can't be right. Because that is a 4.5-inch knife. Yeah, that's interesting.
Maybe... Would you... I don't know why, but maybe the knife was used to... get out. I was going to say, you know, in some action movies where the guy has to get a bullet out with a knife and then he has to serrate the wound.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Maybe that's why the blood, that particular knife has the victim's blood on it. Because it wasn't used for killing necessarily. It was used to treat the wound. I can't think of how.
Yeah. I mean, she
Let me
still
fix
looks
this stab wound
incredibly calm
with another
in this.
stab wound. Yeah.
Yeah, she looks incredibly calm in this shot, though.
Yeah, she doesn't. Yeah, and she's not.
And she hasn't Oh, okay, she's a bit preoccupied, I'll grant you, but she hasn't noticed Cop-Out Queen. You'd think she would spot her, given that she's just murdered someone. In theory, as far as we know. I'm gonna press again and see like what it all says. I think it's gonna be the same stuff, but I just want to know.
Yeah, Edgeworth's 3-frame bow.
Yeah, it's the same as always. Laid off, she was fired. But yeah, it seems to be... We've pressed everything.
When she talks about the pointy part, I saw her put the pointy part... Hang on. In one of the paragraphs, she talks about the knife.
Holding another, and she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Goodman's chest.
You could maybe present the evidence, about the length of the knife.
I've already tried that. I tried the alternative.
Oh, on that part. Oh, damn it.
Yeah. Well, I could try and present this, because the moment of the crime is because she doesn't have a knife here.
Yeah. Where was the knife even found?
Hang on.
Oh, okay.
And you witnessed this. You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with a knife. As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But, isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. Okay, we're gonna keep doing it. This is the photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife?
Yeah, bingo.
Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts?
Objection.
Oh, that has to be the weakest objection ever.
Yet it was still stronger than you ever feeble mind. Let me read that again, Mr. Wright. Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing.
Well, I know that, but the knife is still not there. And how can you tell that? I mean, that's quite obvious.
Yeah.
Blood splatter. See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph.
Yeah,
but
it could be soy sauce from her salmon swirl lunch.
Yeah, it could be a lot of oil. She's changing the car. She's been underneath. You could have been anything. Like...
She's like, well, you need a tire change, buddy. Like...
Yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood.
Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here.
Actually, could it be oil from the barrel that's like directly behind her?
I mean, we were just joking around, but you make a good point. It doesn't have to be blood. No problem except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse?
You got a better idea? Objection? Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime.
Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies.
That's it?
If you run out of lunch, you order seconds.
You order seconds, sorry.
Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go.
Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice.
Order extra fries when you're on a date. That means you don't have to, like, you can share and you don't take each other's food. It's good advice.
Right, I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, guilty.
I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Skye was cold, calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was premeditated murder.
Premeditated? How do you know?
Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in the photograph.
Well, are those gloves?
Surgical gloves made of thin rubber. Most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves.
Phoenix Wright's been defeated, oh no. These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder, a serious offense.
Witness, add this to your testimony.